What up, y'all? It's your homegirl, your sister friend here, E.Marie, coming back with a whole new podcast episode. Y'all know how I do. We here to encourage, inspire, uplift, and empower. Come on, y'all. Go ahead and share, like, tag, repost, get the information out. Let your homegirl, your sister friend, your auntie and mama, and all of them know that your girl, E.Marie, has a new episode out. All right? All right. And we're going to pick back up because I got my homegirls with me tonight. Yes, I got my homegirl, Letitia Reneé and Siseli back. If y'all have been following me, it's me, E.Marie podcast for some time now. Y'all know that these were my first two guests that I had on. And that episode, actually it was two, was fire. We talked about life after divorce. You know, just getting back to the grind, finding who you are and being great at that, you know. And so we can pick back up. This is the reprise, y'all. So go ahead, take a moment, get your snacks, do what you have to do, because when I tell y'all, it's gonna be good. Not just good, it's gonna get gooder and gooder. All right now, so coming to the stage. Hey y'all.
Hello.
Look at my sisters.
The gooder and gooder.
Y'all know how I do. Gooder and gooder. I just be making up stuff.
Good.
Like, real talk, y'all. This how we act. Like, this ain't no front. This is, you know, us being us. This is us in our element. I know y'all watching, so just welcome to the table. Sit down, relax, enjoy this moment. So, good evening,
Put
ladies.
your seats better.
Put it on. Okay. We love Jesus. We do. But that's not understand. We gotta address.
Right. However you strap it on.
Well, welcome, ladies. Welcome. So I just want to individually, y'all, introduce yourselves. I know a lot of people, this is our first time on video. You know, last time everybody else has heard us on audio. So now y'all get to connect the faces with the names. Y'all heard their voices. Now y'all can see their face. Aren't they beautiful? These are my friends. Yes, my friends. So come on. Talk to us. Cheers. Talk to
Hi, I'm Tish. I'm Letitia Reneé. I'm from NOLA, Nolans. I'm a mother of four. I have two in college. They're getting ready to graduate this year. My daughter's graduating high school, so I'm excited about that. Yes, Lord.
Come on, God.
But yeah, I've been divorced since 2018, so I'm just on this journey of getting back to me and doing some loving on self and allowing God to love on me and really embracing that. So I'm just in this season excited, just loving this new version of myself. So
come on, new version of yourself. Yes, that's how we do it.
yes.
Miss Siseli. So we acting up, huh? We showing out, huh?
Hello. Hi.
Sound like the ice cream truck.
Right.
Y'all don't pay us no mind. This is really
Don't pass no mind. We like this all the time.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Siseli. Yeah, you know me as Siseli, I'm sure. I am originally from Oxford, Mississippi. I've been around
Oxford?
Tennessee streets for about 18 years.
Okay.
I know it's been a long time, but you know, I just kind of been out in the public view for about 3 years. So yeah.
Oh, and a view they have had.
Listen, I was out there for like 3 years. But anyway, I have been divorced for 5 years. January of 2023 made 5 years. And when I tell you that's been 5 years of absolute freedom, I have no regrets. Let me say that first. I have no regrets because that's what made me who I am today. So yes, I have 3 children, and they are adults. I don't call them grown because they still depend on me. And so, but they are adults, and I have a little granddaughter, which I just love so dearly. I can probably talk about her more than I can talk about my kids. But
Yeah, we love them grandbabies.
yeah, they different. They are.
They
If you
really
you know
are.
when you if you're not a grandparent, when you become one, it changed your life for real.
I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna spoil mine.
I
Yeah,
miss
girl.
her.
I mean, literally, you will. I be wanting her to go on by her life sometime, but I
She
be
a
wanting.
whole vibe.
She is, girl. She is like she is. So yeah, that's part of my life. You know, I'm not gonna disclose too much of my
Mhm.
ongoing information. I'm gonna kind of, let y'all keep trying to figure out what's going on. But
Exactly. Figure it out.
I'm just gonna be one of them pop out people. You're gonna be
That's
like,
how we do it.
yeah, like
Like
You
Black
know
Christ in
announcements.
the box.
Exactly.
yeah, like she just popped out, like she disappeared for a reason. So yeah, I did. Yeah. So I'm just enjoying this journey that God has me on, and on this journey He has connected me to some really, 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 really. When I say saved, dope people, they're saved and they're dope, and we are learning to live and enjoy life without judgment. That's what we're doing. So join the movement.
That is
That's
the
all I
truth.
can say. Look,
And
join,
that is a movement for real.
join the movement, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's lit. It's lit on God's side. I'm just saying,
Hallelujah.
it's lit on His side. Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Gosh, because I began to think about it because the last time that we were together, literally, it's been almost 2 years. It has been almost 2 years, and in that 2 year time frame, a lot has transpired. Things have changed. We're not in the same room, which is an indication that locations, we're all not in the same location. So a lot has changed, but even in the change, what I love so much is the fact that we have still remained connected. And I like that because a lot of times, relationships, whether that's platonic, monogamous, or what have you, they're short-lived based off of distance a lot of times. But when you build that foundation, and that understanding, that mutual understanding, the camaraderie, come hell or high water, you're able to withstand. And so I appreciate that about both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I had my daughter is the one that brought it to my attention. She was like, sis, y'all been close for a while. And I had to think about it because I'm like, dang, we really have. And then, started thinking about Tish. Like, honestly, thinking about our relationship and how it transpired, I really don't even remember how we even. Yeah, I do. It just hit me. That road trip to.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
You ride with me to.
Yeah. What was it? It was that Alabama, Louisiana? Who? Mississippi?
Mississippi.
That's what it was. Mississippi.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this trip. I missed that trip. Girl, we did not know each other.
Wow.
We did not know each other in that trip. I think it was 6-7 hour trip. We connected.
Yep.
In that 7 hours, and have been connected ever since.
Yep.
But I think that's the beauty of a friendship. Like you don't have to talk to a person every day, or you don't have to be like, you have to feel that to be so needy, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I think when a connection is strong. And I feel like that's what it is, for us. And them the type of friends that I want. I don't feel like you need to talk to me every single day.
I'm honestly, I know a lot of people are probably like, girl, you lying. Like, I really am an introvert. I like my space. I don't like to give too much. And I'm probably sure people are like, well, I kind of get that vibe from you now. But if you had met me earlier in life and I told you I'm an introvert, you would be like, man, you lying, whatever, because you have extroverted characteristic. You do da 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 da. No, 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 no. I like my space. I like being in my set space by myself. Now, when I invite you in, that says a lot about the situation because I trust you in my intimate space, and so for y'all to be in my space, whether regardless of y'all being near or far, that says a lot. I trust you in my space, in my vulnerable space, my highs, my lows, and so I think I can't remember who said it, but it might have been Hart Ramsey. He was talking about those, relationships and you having to go through those seasons, to see who can withstand. And even though Tish and I, we ain't been close for 10 or plus years, I feel like she's withstood,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope the same could be true about me, but that's what I see as it relates to our relationships. And it's a lot of stuff that I'm pretty sure we've been through, but just even in our communication, in our times of encouragement, we've helped one another to withstand, you know and I think that's a beautiful thing, to really have those relationships where you can be.
Yeah. I like how you guys made it easy for me. And so, and because my issue has always been being judged and condemned, and especially when you become naked with the issues and people take that and they condemn you, or why you want to do that and what you doing that for. I
Yeah.
like the fact that, now I'm not saying that you guys wouldn't rebuke, because
I mean, girl,
something,
there are
because
moments.
some things I didn't say it and y'all be like, but that ain't your business, and I be like, oh, you'll make me sick.
I think that's probably Cicely that said it. I don't know.
Yeah, that was her. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with you, but however.
Hold on now, wait a minute. I ain't gonna take that by myself. Because I do remember a time when Ebony said the same thing. Hold on, but that ain't your business. But
You know
Ebony
what?
makes,
I remember.
Oh my
you know what I'm
God.
saying?
Y'all was so much. But that's, but still, that's the, you know, the iron sharpening the iron. That's the, letting me know, okay, what I should be focused on.
Yeah.
You worrying about the wrong stuff. And when you love a person that much, that you want them to be the best version of themselves, and you help them get into alignment. And that's what I love about you guys, because y'all help me get to that place where I'm the best version of myself. You know what I'm saying? If it comes with that hard correction and criticism, you know what I'm saying? But it's for the betterment of me. And so I like that we can be naked and unashamed. You hear all the time, find your circle, find your tribe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so what I learned that I have done too much was trust people too easy. And I got burnt a lot because of trusting people too easy. And so you guys came at a time that was like, like, I knew it was God ordained. And so even with us being a different location, it's still like, and you don't be wanting to, I'm like, did that sound? And then when you love them like that.
We do it good. I mean, then it don't feel like.
Good.
I know, but it's like, y'all like sisters for real, like.
I always say, like, I think the depth of a good relationship is in distance. It's almost like, a relationship, a man or woman or whatever, like if they far apart, because you get to tell the true intentions of a person. So I think you trust them more.
Don't have me crying because I'm over here thinking.
But I think it's a test over within space, because what's the Bible says, what the word says about maybe that ain't the scripture, maybe that ain't, Um,
I might have made up one, but that's fine.
distance make the heart grow fonder.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah, it ain't in the words.
that ain't a word, but it's okay.
It'll work. Yeah. But yeah, distance makes the heart grow fonder. So we gets to tell, when people are away, like, do I really like them? Because
Yeah,
it's easy when a person is away from you. Like, I don't like them. I don't like people up close to me sometimes. So, imagine being hours away from me and, is that one thing that you do? And I'm like, nah, I really don't really like them like that. So yeah, I do. I appreciate the distance between.
And we respect the silent moments. That's what I love too.
yeah.
When we are not, chatting every day, and we have that day that we just. But even one of us are chatting here. Is it y'all good?
Right.
But you still respect
You
the
be
quiet
silent for
time.
so long. I'm like, all right, now
I
it's
know.
Like, hold on, what's going on over there?
time. Y'all all right? Y'all good?
Uh,
Like, hold on now, y'all be quiet.
uh-huh.
But yeah, it's cool to have that type of relationship. Like when you think about each other, like, what they doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, what y'all doing over there? I'd be like, man, y'all be going out and be feeling like I'm just left out. It's like,
Haven't done it in a while, so you're okay. It's okay.
You don't have to plan it because we can't do this Zoom. What are your pictures called,
What
Evan,
this?
when you add somebody to it?
What is streaming? You talking about this platform right here?
No, what was the picture we did when we went out and we added somebody?
Oh, you talking about my makeshift picture?
You're not
I was
gonna-
cropping. I was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not.
I can do that. I'll be doing it. It feel better though when we together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
It feels good. And I know I said, what you doing because my goals I'm not working. But
Yeah, I try to give you your space.
Whew, let me tell y'all something. I ain't gonna say what my honey's name is, but anyway, it's this guy. I really, 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 really like him.
Hold on, y'all. Like we just talked about the last episode, Life After Divorce, right? So this the reprise. So come on, T. Huh? Come on, T.
I ain't gonna tell y'all his name, but I was having this conversation with him about maybe what you just said. I don't know. He gets to bring out the best of me. He can really leave because he don't want to hear what we saying. He wants to politely excuse
As he
him.
should.
You in there, shut the door. But got me all hot.
You
But,
hot, huh?
I have to get off. I'm just saying.
I'ma fight him if it happen. Shoot.
What? He got me blushing and stuff. Yeah.
And do.
I know, that's my kind of thing.
Bring it back. Hold on. That's a good one. Ah. Look at you smile.
That's it when
You gotta move it back. Yeah, bang it.
Hey.
that's when you smiling from ear to ear.
Right.
I could cheeks be hurt. They be
Yeah.
telling.
Right.
Yes.
And then he looked over on his little paper. He was over writing the scripture down, and he said, "We." If they don't pray, they can't stay. Ain't that's what they say?
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
y'all.
part.
I'm all thrown off. But anyway, so we were talking about being in our own element, or like me feeling I was, because I'm like being out, and then now nobody sees me, or every now and again they might see me, and it's like I'm acting funny, or I don't want to be friends with people, and you know how they say when you get a man,
You do.
act funny, and I think you should. When you don't have anybody, you can act however you want to.
Right.
But when you get somebody that you like, you're not supposed to be everywhere. I'm not gonna be a whore anywhere. I mean,
Okay,
you
so
know,
that's what frustrates me. Can we put a pin right there?
we can.
Huh.
We can.
Because that's what frustrates me. Because of the fact people can get so accustomed to you in a season and expect you to stay the same way when we're ever growing, we're ever learning, we're ever evolving. So if you stay the same, like
Yeah,
Ain't no shade. Ain't no shade. But this here right here got to grow.
that's right.
We got some things to do.
Yeah.
And if my growth intimidates you, that's not my problem.
It's not my problem.
That's a
No.
you problem.
It's
And
your
so
problem.
that has really been a frustration of mine because I notice it. People may not say nothing, but I do notice a lot. I may not say a lot, but I notice everything.
Yeah, and like today I made up, I'm like, because some people, their main issue is what somebody else is always doing. You know, I don't, if y'all don't talk to me every day, y'all know I'm okay, because when I feel like I need y'all, I know how to reach out to you and let you know something is wrong with me. But I think silence is golden. It can never be misquoted. And so just because you don't hear from me doesn't mean I'm not your friend. And I'm glad that y'all are mature enough to know that if you don't hear from me, Siseli must be, or she don't feel like, or, if you need me, y'all know my phone number. You know how to, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I
If he
think
not hear from you, I'm calling the popo.
But what's the saying? If you make assumptions, you make a what out of? Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not gonna be the friend to say it, because I'm always a friend that just
The ad sign, dollar sign,
I know.
right. Yeah, that's what you do. Like, that's really what you do. So I think, we shouldn't lose ourselves in the freedom that we have gained.
Yes.
That's the thing.
that part.
That's what my friend said to me. He was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let you lose yourself. And I was like,
That's that right there.
in itself, yeah. He's like,
That is beautiful.
I'm not gonna let you lose you this time. Like, I want you to be everything. I'm like, I like that. Like, because he's pushing me to
Yeah.
forward. And he's not holding me back and not allowing me to. I want you to be great. I want you to do everything that you want to do. And I'm gonna push you, and I'm gonna encourage you, and I'm gonna support you. And that's the beauty in where I am.
That's
The reprise. Oh,
come on, growth. Come on, identity. Know who you are, and when you're with the purpose mate, they don't try to box you in to what their perception, what they perceive you to be. They allow you to embrace who God has spoken of you to be, and be confident in themselves to know,
right.
okay, if she gonna shine, that don't mean she just shining. That's we shining.
That's right. Yeah.
That speaks volumes. That takes a grounded individual to be able to be with somebody who is in a space like that.
Yeah.
But that's reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? That's both sides.
Yeah. And being secure in who you are. Like, that's the thing. Yeah, you have to be secure in who you are.
And truth be told, a lot of people can be intimidated by your authenticity, by your boldness, just by your personality. And when you walk in a room, how your personality causes the room to light up. And a lot of people, especially insecure people, if they're not, secure in themselves, when you walk in, they don't snoring up, they over there talking.
Yeah.
Well, what Tabitha Brown say? That ain't none of my business.
That ain't none of my business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, we even had this conversation before we got on here. He was like, sometimes could probably come off a little cocky, but I'm like, I know you're not. But I'm like, for people that don't know me, that's what they think. Because I'm like, when I walk in the room, I feel like I own it. I'm like, and I want my friends to be the same way. I want them to walk in a room and feel like, even if ain't nobody looking at you, yeah, everybody looking at me. Like,
exactly.
And it's nothing, it is personal. Like, it's all about me. But however you feel has nothing to do with me. So whatever you got going on in your head or in your mind or in your space, that's on you. It has nothing to do with me. Yeah. So yeah, on the room you walk in.
On the room you walk in. Y'all heard it? That's worth note taking.
On the room you walk in. I don't care what room it is. Walk in the room and own the room.
I owned that room last night when I walked in.
And we saw the pictures, baby. What we got? Come on, Tish. Yes.
Yeah. told my son, I said, "Am I overdressed?" But I said, "Shoot." When I walked, I was proud, and I walked strutted down there with my
Right.
baby.
And did.
Indeed, you own the
Proud
room.
parent.
You own the room. That's what
As
you
you
did.
should.
Own
Just
the room.
like they say, all eyes on you.
And was. And I ain't even in the room. I see the picture. I was like, okay,
That's what I said. I was like, oh, okay. Then when I saw the full body, I was like, oh,
girl. Right.
look how we doing it. Okay.
I was like, show out, boo. Do the do.
That's my friend. Look, that's my friend. She owned the room.
Look at her. Look at her. She want to smile. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep smiling, girl. Keep smiling. Blush,
Own
girl.
the room. You own the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on here.
Own the room. Yeah.
But I love this for y'all.
Yeah, that's what liberty. I think liberty,
Mm-hmm.
real liberty. Because when
Yeah.
the Son says free,
Amen.
it's free indeed. Then when you learn that identity and you know who you are, who gonna stop you?
Yeah. And I know sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I've heard women who have gone through divorce kind of feel shunned, kind of feel like they've been in isolation, or like when they come around, people kind of snarl their noses at them. I kind of made reference to that earlier, whatever. But as it relates to both of you all, because y'all both have been through it, y'all have overcome it, and y'all are in amazing seasons right now. So to the woman who is going through, has gone through, and in this space of re-identifying who she is, and it can even be a male, because these principles apply. I feel like it don't matter gender, but the principles, I feel like they will still be applicable. What would you say to them in that transitional season of re-identifying who they are? What tools would you give them?
You want to go first?
It don't matter.
Oh, well, for me, I would say go through the process. Um, whatever your process may be, don't try to take shortcuts. Don't try to skip. Go through it. You don't know what through it looks like until you go through it. A lot of times, we don't want to hurt, and we don't want people to know what we're going through. But what it is that you're going through can be a blessing and can help someone else. But they need to see how you go through, because it's not always what we go through. Is how we go through it, and how we go through it, is with God. I don't know everybody's relationship, or what their faith level is, but as for me, I know for me, I had to go through it, and I went through it with God, and so going through it with Him, through it, although through was rough, but I came out and I overcame it, and it's what has made me, like I said, who I am today. I don't regret it, and however I can be a blessing to other women, and to be transparent, and to be vulnerable, to share with them, because we never know what people go through.
Right.
Again, I always would say, whatever you have to do it afraid, do it scared. And it's gonna hurt. It's probably gonna bleed, but don't put a band-aid on it. You gotta let it heal. Yeah. And on the other side of healing is beauty.
Yep. What about you, Tish?
For me, one of the things, even in my counseling session, that, well, counseling is a good thing. I know I needed it. But in that counseling session, what stood out to me, two things. Because going through divorce, especially if it was toxic, and it may not be, but my situation, I'm gonna speak on my situation. It being toxic, you look at what did I do wrong, and you start finger pointing. So what my counselor told me was give yourself grace and give yourself time. And the thing, and that helped me because um the having to relearn things,
Mm-hmm.
detoxify the the mindset that I was in and having to be reprogrammed. I'm thinking that if I make a mistake or I mess up, I'm being hard on myself, or because I didn't get it, or I'm maybe reverting back to things that happened in the marriage. So give yourself grace and give yourself time and give yourself permission to, and whatever you fill in that blank with, because a lot of times we are have bound ourselves and not have allowed ourselves the freedom to do whatever. So it's like now that you don't have that partner, so it's like give yourself permission to breathe.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission to say no. Give yourself permission to digress or whatever that may look like. But you give yourself permission to, because in if you're in a toxic marriage, you may not have had the permission to when it comes to self, because you wearing that title and everybody else is more important than you, because self gets lost.
Yeah.
So you gotta give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to begin again.
Mm.
Give yourself permission to love again.
Mm-hmm.
Begin
And
again.
believe that. I had to believe that. And I had to give myself that grace and give myself that time that it's going to happen again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And to enjoy the new beginnings, and enjoy the version of me that I did, discovered, outside of being married, because I was um, bottled down in a title. So, but yeah, give yourself grace, give yourself time, and give yourself permission to. And so those things were great takeaways for me.
That's
Can I
good.
can I say something?
Uh-huh.
Piggyback on what you said about a counselor.
Oh, I knew you was about to go there because I promised that was in my head to pick up. Go ahead.
You know, therapists are needed. Um, a lot of times we say, "Oh, I'm okay. I can handle this. I don't need any help." But it's so many layers
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be pulled back, and sometimes we just need to sit on somebody's couch,
Mm-hmm.
and you will be amazed of what layers would come off by talking to someone. I mean, you might feel like I don't want to talk to this person because I don't trust them. I don't know them, but I mean, God put them in that position for a reason.
Right.
And
Right.
so, again, that was one thing that helped me because I always thought I don't need no therapist. I'm good. But let me tell you something,
Honey.
Say it.
baby. My skin got pink so many days.
Don't get one that's prophetic. Jesus.
Ah.
And in my first, I think after my first consultation, my first,
Uh-huh.
she was like, "I already know where this gonna go.
Wow,
I
girl.
already know where this gonna go with you." And I was thinking, because I can get a little, every now and again, but it was good for me. It was good for me, and I needed that. And so, if I need one now, I get one.
Right.
I ain't to a point to like, oh no, I'm good. Because every now and again, I need that, but we need that as far
Yeah.
as moving forward in relationships because we'll bleed on people that didn't cut us.
Right.
Yeah,
Who
we'll
you
bleed on people
telling?
that didn't cut us, and I don't think that they deserve what somebody else did to us because it's not fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, seek the help that you need. I don't
That's
think you
good.
don't need it because you probably do.
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll
I,
help you more than it can. It probably hinder you more if you don't get one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just say that. Yeah.
I knew
So
I needed one because I didn't, and it took Holy Spirit to tell me when it came to, when He told me guard my heart.
Mm.
And so I immediately knew what that meant. And I was like, told God, I was like, I don't know how to do that. So um, I didn't know how to set healthy boundaries. I didn't know what that looked like. And so at that moment, that's when I knew I needed a therapist because I can't tell you even where to begin when it comes to boundaries. It was
Right.
like that was a foreign language. So, you know, not just in a relationship, but in my life, I was passive about it, a lot. And people was able to say and do whatever they wanted, and I didn't have no stance. Like, so having a therapist, she was able to coach me through that and redirect me and let me know that it ain't a sin to say no.
Right.
no, it's not, honey. No,
You know what
that's
I'm
a
saying?
whole sentence.
That's
Whole.
what I'm saying.
That's a whole sentence. No,
Yes.
Man, I
no,
said
whole
no
sentence.
rolls off my tongue so easy.
I bet.
No. Ain't good.
Right.
And, and don't feel bad about it.
Hello.
What it is. I
I used to
mean,
have an aunt that she would say N-O, no. N-O spells no. She said that like so much as like the kids that was growing up or the babies that she was like N-O spells no. And I'm like, I know what no mean. Like no means no. N-O, spell it. It's a full sentence.
Mhm.
And it's okay to say no. And they don't have to like it. But no is a boundary.
Yes, it
No.
is.
but even if the person can't have, they don't have the means or however to get counseling.
Mm-hmm.
If they allow God to guide them to a trusted voice, like you said, Cicely, you have trusted voices because you know that you hear God tell you that's a trusted voice.
Right.
If we can, like you said, we can bleed on people that didn't cut us, or we can be guided by people that don't understand the bleeding.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and then they wouldn't know what to do when you are bleeding.
Yeah.
So, and I've had that when I was in a moment where I'm bleeding, and they didn't know how to help me get to that place of healing. And
Yeah.
and it was like calling me to bleed more. So, and it I'm thinking just because we've been friends for 20 plus years that you would understand or you could do that, but that didn't mean anything at all. It's she didn't understand the season that I was in, and sometimes people too, they don't mind you doing bad, but as long as you don't do better than them in your bad.
Yes, honey.
You
I
know,
know about it.
it was all of that, but um, that when you're bleeding, you need the trusted voice. If you don't have, whether it's having a counselor or people around you, a support system. And so I didn't have that. I did not have that, and that was so hard. But God was with me, nevertheless. But so now that I went through it, God allowed me to overcome it. But to those that going through it or whatever, make sure you have wise and godly counsel. Everybody don't need to know what you're going through. Let God, please let God direct you on who is a trusted ear, a trusted voice. Because man, man.
That's good.
And even when you just said that, I was thinking, and I was gonna say, like, just be, you don't need 5 or 6 trusted voices.
Right.
No.
The Bible says, 2 or 3 gather together in His name. So there could be 2 people, there could be 3 people, but some people so caught up in they hear everybody that they talk to hear from God. Well, do you hear from Him? Because I mean, if you listen to too many people, you're gonna be confused.
You sure?
Yeah.
You're gonna be
He's not the author of
confused.
confusion.
Right, and I think y'all know. Most people that know me know when I say I don't care about them prophetic words. I tell people y'all keep y'all prophetic words, cause some of that it be soulish, and
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't take it too well. So that's not some things that people don't like that coming from me because they feel like they can. No, you just can't give me anything because I know God for myself, and I'm
That's
listening.
the boundary.
And that's a boundary. Yes, and it's a healthy one too.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they'll feel like, oh, she don't know, or she coming to me for counsel, she can't. But that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, and so that kind of rubbed me when people always say, well, somebody said, and the Lord. I'm like, honey, was it the Lord or was it,
Right.
Right.
And I think too, because of the fact that we're all in a different season, but we're in a season of not even just a season, we're in a space, in a place in time where we're walking out freedom. So we're not going to allow any and everything in that space. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We're not going to, just because you were accustomed to me in one season or whatever, and I allowed you to be able to speak in my life. This is a new time, a new space that I'm in. So just because that season was one way, this season is a different way. So I'm not going to allow any and everything, to come to my ear. Some stuff I'm just going to we're going to put a halt on that. We're going to stop it in its tracks. And I think a lot of times people feel some type of way because they're like, and I think we made reference to this probably before we even got on this podcast. But I think a lot of times people get so comfortable with you in a season and expect you to be a certain way. But in life, there's evolution. In this walk, there's continual growth. And if you're expecting me to be the same way that I was last year, or even a week ago, maybe you must be boo boo the fool. Because we're all growing. Right. You must be boo boo the fool. And I think a lot of times people they try to manipulate and they try to place you in these boxes or whatever. And when you rise above those boxes, oh, you're rebellious. Oh, you think you're better. No, I'm not better. I just know my place of freedom, and I'm not gonna allow you or anybody else to box me in.
That's it.
So you respect
Y'all
my
know,
boundary.
y'all know. Y'all know I'm that. I was always the one person like, y'all hang around Sicily, y'all do like I was a bad person.
They did. They don't say nothing now because they looking at me like, oh, she's young. Can't have me.
That's it. Like that's the difference. Like I'm free. I'm not going to allow you to tell me what I can and what I cannot do. And because you don't like what I do, that doesn't make me rebellious, or that doesn't make me or put me in a place to where, oh, she can't hear from God, or she not saved, or you can call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. But that's what is yes.
Because and my thought is and it's crazy because you call a person rebellious because they're not bowing to your control.
Hello, somebody.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and I kid you not, this girl on my job freed me. And she said this, and she just came out and said it. She said, you have not been rebellious. She said you was told that you was rebellious because you thought different, and it didn't agree with you. So meaning that as a child, if I saw a certain behavior, that's just say I challenged my mama. I saw a behavior that I felt that was wrong, and I challenged that. Now you're saying that I'm being rebellious or I'm not listening, but I'm saying what you doing is wrong. And I'm saying I'm not doing that, or I feel like that's not right. So you're telling me that I'm rebellious. So we come with that, and sometimes we even start believing that we are, or we even act that out in our life. But then it comes a point in time and it's like, people try to control you or tell you that you're rebellious based on because you're not submitting to, them trying to control you, even in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, baby.
It's like, because I'm not doing what you said, and I'm this and I'm that, and you know, you talk, but it's like, no, you, and then sometimes if you don't know, that's why identity is so important.
Yes, that's what I was getting ready to say. It goes
If
back
you
to
don't know
identity.
who you are, then you can bow to that.
Yeah.
Begin to, and that was my story, because I didn't know who I was, and so I believed that that's what I was, or that's what I had to do, or I had to live that way, or or whatever, or that's how I should be, and
Yeah.
because I had no identity, I didn't know who I was. So yeah, people controlled and manipulated me, and I was passive about it.
I literally, when you started talking about that, it made me think of a previous episode that I did prior to y'all. And I was talking to, I want to say it was Dee Dee. So I was talking to Dee Dee. She, God has brought her from a mighty long way in regards to the ministry and the nonprofit Girl Talk. And even in her, building this program, and now she's entered into this space where, her husband is a pastor, but people have tried to box her in, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing this, but people try to box her in to being a first lady. And it dawned on me the week leading up to me actually doing the podcast, it hit me why people looked at her as being rebellious, because before her husband became this pastor or received this title, he already was a pastor. He just didn't have the flock per se. But before she got in this first lady role that people wanted to be in, which she has not necessarily succumbed to, she already knew her identity.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we look at that in the perspective of marriage, a lot of times we as people get into relationships and have no clue of our identity. So therefore, when we get in these relationships, these men and women are trying to control. It's a play on control. And so because you can't control me because I know my identity, now you want to play me or whatever, like I'm Boo Boo the fool or whatever. But no, I see you. I see your tactics. I see your tools. And I feel like that's what had occurred with both of you all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all went through a process. Y'all had to endure, but you began to see the things that these individuals were doing. Your eyes began to be open. And because you didn't succumb to the mess or whatever, they try to bash you and make you feel like, oh, she wasn't a good woman. No, you were. You were a good wife from the beginning. You just saw the mess that they were intertwined with. And you just weren't gonna do it no more. You weren't gonna put up with it. You took a stand. And I feel like in Christendom, those who are walking in freedom, similar situation has occurred. They were bound in this covenant. Oh God, I thank you today. Bound in this covenant, and now God is allowing our eyes to be open, to see the manipulation, to see the craftiness, the control. And now, because of the fact that we understand that the word of God is true, he tells us that whom the Son sets free is free indeed. So if I'm free, but I find myself in bondage, who's a lie?
That's right.
I'm living in a lie because I've succumbed to the bondage when he's already given me freedom. I didn't come to preach.
Hey.
But it just makes so much sense as it relates to why divorce occurs, because it's a play on power. It's a power struggle. One's free, the other one is trying to control. So therefore there's a power struggle, and
it's a fight between it's like
the wheel.
It's just like tug of war.
But I thank God for y'all freedom, because baby, y'all helping deliver a lot of people just based off of what you have endured and just your stance. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, you can look at a lot of people who've gone through divorce and look like what they've gone through. Y'all don't look like that.
That is true. Like, it's not what you go through, it's how you go through it. Yeah. And there's really no need to come out of it bitter. I'm sure the circumstances, depending on what it is, can make you. But there's really no, you don't get anything out of it. I mean, that's my perspective of it. Um, when you walk away with your hands clean, you know, you let God do the work. You just go on. He handles the rest. You know what they say? I want my lick back. I don't want my lick back. I don't want my lick back. I like the licks I'm getting right now. I don't want my lick back.
You don't even have to give lick back. Life will do the licking.
Life will, right? Yeah. Like, I don't want my lick back. I don't want my lick back. It wouldn't hurt no way. I'd hit you where it hurt. That's how we doing it.
That's how we playing it. Okay. Wow. Then she said, you look like you want to say something.
No, I was saying that process wasn't a joke. Siseli was talking about the process. Because I'm started remembering that season that he had me completely by myself. Completely by myself. That was the first time I had ever been by myself. Because I had been from relationship to relationship, then being a parent. So it was no time that I had ever been by myself. And that was the scariest, like, first 2 or 3 months. That was so scary. Because God know how to break some things off of you when he get you by yourself.
Oh, honey.
And so, I remember my first counselor that I had, she had mentioned about codependent. I ain't had no idea what codependent was. And so when she brought up codependent, she was like, what you need him for? Because you're doing it anyway. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand it until I had to get by myself. And so feeling like I had to have somebody, and I didn't even realize that I was being codependent with my own daughter, because it was like I felt like I had to have somebody with me. So not knowing that God was taking me by myself, and so he started bringing me through childhood stuff, and I'm like, ooh, he had me to sit in some feelings that I didn't realize that I was internalizing stuff since I was 12.
Wow.
Like, he took me back to the first time that I understood what rejection felt like.
Wow.
Like, that feeling, I'm like, whoa. I was 12 years old. And so, and it was
We lost you on camera.
It was by a guy. So, experiencing that, sitting in that, allowing that, God to allow me to cry. I'm talking about, I sobbed. Because that was, here I am 40 and I was 12. How many years ago that was?
Yeah.
Ooh, first that cry that I had just did. I was crying like he just broke up with me. Like,
well, where you at? Because we don't see.
Like, did you go shed some tears?
Hey, where you at? You're black. Your screen black.
But I see y'all.
You see us?
Yes.
That's wow.
Yeah, we don't see you.
The enemy, what enemy playing?
He playing. I see a circle.
You still don't see me?
No. I don't know what just happened.
That is so weird. I'm telling you, I didn't do nothing. I ain't touched nothing. I see y'all perfectly. As if nothing happened.
The devil is alive. Come back here.
Now.
Huh.
We don't see you.
I might have to.
It's a black screen.
That is crazy. And I'm talking like.
Yeah, we hear you good.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking like y'all can see me. Because I see y'all picture. Like, no problem. And I'm seeing myself. So, girl, they ain't nothing but the enemy, because this conversation was good.
Good. I told you.
Gooder and gooder.
Gooder and gooder.
I told y'all. It just does.
Girl, the enemy is a liar and his mama too.
Oops. And
Well,
the daddy that he ain't got.
he ain't got no daddy, honey.
That's what I said. That he
Hey,
ain't got.
girl, hey.
You can see me now?
Yes.
And see, all I did was swipe my phone up and then
You know, iPhone be trying to rule the world. I'm gonna get back.
just to get it together. See, friends,
Mm-hmm.
y'all didn't upgrade it to the 14 and giving people these problems up.
Yeah, that's the devil. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, like I was saying, just that process is like, ooh. So, because I love that what Sister said, because, sometimes you don't think about the process of what you have to go through after the fact and the healing process of what that looks like. Like you said, everybody is different. And so, but God was really doing a soul work in me so that I didn't continue the cycle of that control and manipulation in relationships. So he had to really, I had to go through that soul, because I was telling God, I'm tired of always attracting the same type of people. And it wasn't even just with me being in a marriage, but I was seeing a pattern of the same type of people in my life. Like manipulation and control. But this was the thing. It wasn't a fact that, because even, who you are, you're going to attract those type of people, but it's how you deal with them.
Yeah.
And so what I realized, that God had revealed to me, that I was bullied. And so, because when you think about people that are manipulators and controllers, they're bullies. So
Literally.
That's where he showed me when I was in a grade, I was bullied. Now the bullying that we see now is completely different than the bullying back then. And so I was like, yes, I was bullied. I'm talking about pick with me to the point where was provoking me to fight. And I wasn't a person that fought. I got along with everybody. I didn't have enemies because I got along with everybody. But this particular girl just kept picking with me to fight, scratched up my face, everything. But I saw how they carried over into my life, where I attract bullies. And so God had to heal me from that, because even and it's something how, as an adult, when I saw her, something cringed in me.
Wow.
Because I wasn't healed from that. Like when somebody will bring up her name, it was just like, here I am an adult. That was way up in the 5th and 6th grade, but then I'm like, here I'm an adult, now I want to beat you, because I got the ability, and now I'm mad and I want to beat you for what you did, because you was literally traumatizing me. So I knew that God had to heal me, because I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking in my mind of holding all that to the point where, I probably would want to crack your skull open. I'm just being honest, because again, of you having all those years, because this is what you took me through.
Wow. And
so go through the process, because you'll be surprised what comes out. Like, for real.
When I tell y'all that process, and because we all have our own process and it all looks different, but when I tell you, there's highs, there's lows, there's plateaus, there's mountain valleys, and all of it. But it all is necessary.
All is necessary.
All is necessary.
Yeah.
Ooh, child.
Man, babe.
Yeah.
But I found my voice, I can tell you that.
You found your identity. You found your identity.
That too. Yeah.
So when you find your identity, it assists as it relates to your voice, because you no longer hide behind this image that people want you to have, or this particular sound. You know who you are. And so who was that? You're gonna hear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. I just went blank. Katy Perry. That's it.
Yeah.
So, that lion within you especially when you have your identity. But when you don't know who you are, you out here sounding like a little kid or whatever.
Right. That's it.
Oh, so that's a beautiful thing, for you to find your identity, know who you are, and be comfortable in your sound, and be effective in your lane,
Mm-hmm.
and effective in your lane. So, being that we are about to wrap up, what are some key takeaways that you would like to um, give the listeners? Something that they can utilize, practical, on a daily basis, or just something that they can really meditate on.
I would say, um, hmm, love on you. Like, get to know you. Um, what you like, what you don't like. And even I would say invite Holy Spirit in to show you who you are. And and allow God to love on you. Man, that, like, I gotta say this. That's like where I'm at now, to hear God love on me. That's like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm just, oh, I feel like a little girl. I'm kid you not. Like,
Mhm.
when to hear God tell me, I take great delight in you.
Come on, great delight.
Like, man, like I was blushing. Like, to hear him say that, and it was the gentlest whisper I heard it, and it was just like how somebody a soft brush, would caress.
Yeah.
That's how I heard it, and even looking up the word delight, and going, I'm just mesmerized, even to the meaning of. I said, man, God was so strategic with me, to the point that my name to Him meant my song, my joy.
Yeah. Come on. That song, Chyle.
So, man, just allow God to love on you, and just meditate and get into that space where you hear Him love on you, because His love will revive you again. Like, and with that, because that's a love like no other. But for me, because I didn't have a father, and to know that I'm like valuable to Him, because those things I haven't heard that, because I look so much to hear that from my husband, to hear that I'm beautiful. But when you allow God to validate you, and you hear His love for you, man, that's like no other. Like, man.
Okay. Okay, release.
Okay.
Well then.
Okay, release.
Bruh, I'm just, it's breathtaking. Because I had closed myself up so much because of being hurt and stuff. But going back to that song by Freddie Jackson, I could teach you how to love again if you just trust in me. I can show you things you've never seen. Don't know what you're missing. And so those words continue to echo, because God was telling me that He can teach me how to love again. But it has to start with Him. Because He is love. And He told me, I'm going to show you, I'm going to remove what you thought love was and show you what my agape love is.
Yeah.
And that's where I am now. So I would say to whoever, man or woman, just rest in God's love. Let His love restore you back to wholeness. His love, that you will come into security of who you are, and you wouldn't have to look at the failures of, he ain't learn about that. Man, I broke down. All I kept hearing say, "You're forgiven." Because sometimes we hold ourselves in condemnation of our failures.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing him say, I broke down like a baby because those words. As a matter of fact, when Cicely, when you said Real Talk Kim that morning, and I was telling you I was fighting trying to get on. That was that day. The word she has said it. Those words, "You are forgiven," kept ringing in my ears.
Wow.
Because finally I had let myself go out of being in condemnation. Because we can hold ourselves in condemnation. I had freed myself because God said that I was forgiven. I had accepted that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I don't really have much to say after that, but I will say this. You know, one thing that God said is everything that He made was good.
He did.
So
that's good.
That means you are good. Like you are enough. I have this. My Instagram name is One Authentically Me, and I always say I'm gonna change that, but I'm like, you know what? That's me. Like that's who I am. That's who God made me. That's who He created me to be. And I'm okay with me. Like, I'm not for everybody. I don't want everybody to be for me. Because if that be the case, I'm probably not doing something right.
Exactly.
If I need everybody to like me. So if I can just like encourage, whomever, be you, be your authentic, organic self. God didn't make you as a mistake. And He knows who you are, even when you don't know who you are.
Come on here.
I know. I don't want to preach. I ain't got that in me.
Yeah, stop lying. That's a lie.
I ain't come here with all that tonight. I'm ready to get off.
She'll bring you under the seat.
But be your authentic self. I don't want to get into all this what people got going on, what they doing, but when you try to change and configure and be somebody else, it's not God. That's not who God created you to be. And I always say there are no carbon copies. He did not make them. So in your authenticity, be you. I really don't have anything else to say but to be you, because that's all I know how to be. I just know how to be me. I'm not trying to be accepted, because He said I am accepted and beloved. That's it. That's it for me.
And that's Bible. Hello, somebody.
That's it. That's it.
Now, Cicely, you said something about social media, so tell the people, I know you probably you're not looking for no followers or whatever.
I know, because y'all know I don't like people. I get on there and take them away, add them. I don't do that as much since I'm not on Facebook. But, people know, like, I ain't never had 1,000 friends, because I don't like that many people.
Well, there's a difference between friends and followers. So
that is. I don't even want y'all following me, because I'm people
and
in real life really do know this how I act. Like, they know me up there.
They do.
Yeah. So if I see you and I'm like, you see me out in public and you don't speak to me, don't come and try to follow me. Think I'm gonna accept you, because I love that delete button. That's my friend.
Baby, they do it. I'll be like, oh, you my friend on social media. I don't know.
Where I know you from? Then you just saw me and you just looked upside my head. You don't get enough from me. I ain't that type of person. I ain't desperate for nobody to be my friend.
Baby, I'm gonna segue to this, because a lot of times I see somebody and they try to look away from me or whatever, and I see them in the public. I'm like, hey, how you doing?
What are you doing out there?
Wait too. I'm looking away, so I'm gonna make sure I see you. You do,
but I do.
Just
I like people. When you say this, because I don't know who see me. I really do like people, but I like people that like me.
That is true.
I do.
That is true.
Listen, I like people that like me. So if you give me the vibe, the ink, you just can look at me wrong. I'm like,
you're like, okay.
I'm good. Okay. Yeah. My feelings are not
what
hurt.
we don't do is fake. Hello.
I don't. Look, I don't. My feelings
I'm a lot of things, but fake ain't one.
Fake ain't one. Authentically me. That's me. Once again,
No.
my feelings are not gonna be hurt because I try to sleep good at nighttime. I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What about you, Tish?
Follow me.
What?
Where you at
Huh?
on social media? Or you don't want no followers? That's fine.
Oh, it don't matter to me. I mean, I ain't. That's just I even be on there a lot of times. Child.
Because I'm
Uh,
rarely on there. Yeah, this
But
year
on
has really been
Facebook,
different.
you can find me under Letitia Reneé if y'all choose to. Same thing on Instagram is Letitia_Reneé. I don't be on Instagram like that either. A lot of times I'm trying to see what y'all got going on. And I'm,
You know, I
I'm
was
trying
just thinking they probably like, I don't want to follow her nowhere now. Okay.
Ooh, y'all something else. I love it.
Get me off your. But I do. I love people. Like, how can I say I love God and not love people?
But there's a difference. You do
There-
love people. Some
I
people
do.
you just don't like.
I just don't like them. I mean, that's just me. You really have to know that's just me. Like, I think I'm the coolest, dopest person that it is. But hold on. Let me insert this. My honey told me I was cool, but I'm not as cool as I think I am. He always
He ain't had to do you like
he was throwing shade at me. He was like, "You cool,
yeah,
but you
real
not as
shady.
cool
It
as
was real shady.
you know.
But
You're
I
not
mean,
as cool."
and I know you know that it's not bad. It's like protecting your peace.
Exactly.
And I learned how to do that too. Cause baby, once I got in that place when I knew what real peace felt like, child, what?
Hallelujah.
What? You be like you reading people like, come on, that's all right. You ain't finna come up in here.
Yes, I was about to ask about that because I do walk in the room and I read it. We can talk about that another time. But that's
I'm telling you, my little granddaughter is 2. She 2 now, but let me tell y'all something about her. People always say she's just like her grandma because she was 1. And you say something to her, she be like,
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She will, like, you
Get
got
up
to
and
move on.
go.
You
That's
Get
what
up
I'm
and
saying.
go.
And
touch
they
her.
ignore stuff like that when them kids be picking up on stuff. Now you know what I'm saying?
I mean, she literally, she tell you go
I
on.
wish. Let me tell y'all something, and this is the honest truth. My oldest son was 3, I want to say. My ex-husband came. He met him for the first time. My oldest son said, "Why are you here?" And started pushing him. Like he was like,
Away.
"Get out."
They
And I
know.
would have listened to my child.
He was speaking. It was Holy
Yes,
Spirit.
he was.
Wow.
So, but yes, man, look, protect your peace.
He give us that discernment for a reason.
Exactly.
You say what?
He gives us that discernment for a
Oh
reason.
yeah.
Use it. I think some people don't really know how sensitive I be, but I'm like, ooh, it hurts sometimes.
Whew.
I'm like, I can be in my flesh, but when I tap in, I be in.
That part.
I tap in, I'm in.
That
So,
part.
They don't like your discernment.
They don't like it. Y'all, it has really been a pleasure to have y'all on tonight. I know this won't be the last. Like the last time, was it the last? Y'all here tonight? So
we did that soon because it's a whole lot that we didn't say.
it is.
It is.
It is a lot. So
Even this little bit was good. But
yeah,
it's a lot that we did hit.
we got a lot to pull, but that's what the beauty of it is that we can continue having these conversations and continue to build, continue to help other individuals, men, women, whoever wants to hear. He that hath an ear, let him hear. And so that's my take. Initially my focus was on just females, but at the end of the day, when there's principles apply to whoever. It's not even gender specific. It's a principle. So so I thank y'all so much for your yes. I tell everybody, thank you for your yes. You didn't have to say yes, but you did. So thank y'all.
Yeah.
I love y'all too.
Yes.
And I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean
Ain't
it.
nothing you can do about it.
it.
That part. Hello, somebody.
You don't have to do about it.
Nothing.
No, we can tell
Nothing.
people we love them. They be like, what they mean? Like,
Yes.
we love
Hello.
y'all for real.
Well, well, y'all know how I do each time. I am so appreciative of my guests coming on, sharing their expertise, sharing, their light, what they have experienced in life, and just having a dialogue, conversation. So, if y'all have really enjoyed this podcast episode, go ahead and share, like, tag, repost, get the information out, share with your aunties and all your cousins and them. Let them know that this podcast was a hit, and this is one that you need to put in your archive, favorite, do whatever you need to do. But y'all, I'm signing off. Until next time, y'all know how I do. I'm here to encourage, inspire, uplift, and empower. Signing off. Deuces. Hey.